Hi there, I'm Marvin Martin, and this is some of my 8mm home movies that were taken years ago. Many of them were taken, probably many of them were taken with the help of my parents, who had to push the button some of the time. I was born and raised on a farm near Baird, Nebraska, in the western part of the state. I attended a little country school district called West 58 with grades 1 through 8. When I graduated from the 8th grade, my parents gave me a horse as a graduation present. Nothing could have been better. His name was Trigger, and it suited me fine since I was a Roy Rogers fan. And he was trained to lay down and to jump into a truck. From there on, that kind of gave me the idea that I could make a trick horse out of him. And I started reading everything that I could find on horse training and trick training, and from there, just one thing led to another. Trigger was a fairly large horse in comparison to of Morgan breeding, and so because of his size, a lot of people thought it was kind of impressive that he could do all the tricks that he did. I learned a lot training Trigger. I think I probably learned more than he did. But it was a lot of fun. I've had a lot of good memories from this. He seemed to like to roll the barrel, but this day this was taken, I think he was more interested in eating grass. You notice he slips back there, grabs a mouthful of grass there right at the end. He tried to grab an extra. Trigger was an easy horse to work with. Seemed like he seemed to want to please you on everything he done, and I always tried to be kind to him and gentle and treat him right. This trick here always went over real good. People seemed to like it, and I think Trigger even liked to do it. The idea was we were to go to bed together, and he was going to end up pulling all the covers, and he done a pretty good job of it. He always made sure he got a hold of it, though. I started learning some rope spinning tricks because I thought it would go real good with the horse tricks, and it's a lot of fun besides. Now Trigger liked to teeter-totter. He'd get on there, and seemed like he always was able to position himself just about right. I never did know quite how to get his feet in the right spot. And once in a while, I'd even have to pull on him a little to get him off. He didn't want to get off of there. This here we referred to it always as "show me the way to go home," as opposed to the horse would be helping me along. And there, on picking up the hat, we used an old hat because Trigger was hard on hats. Now the pedestal was wider than it was, narrower than it was wide, and so I got the idea one day maybe he could stay on it, jump on it if he jumped on it narrow ways. And when he does, his feet come pretty near together. And so we always went ahead and included that on it whenever we showed him in an act. Trigger never really knew how old he was. He just pawed the ground until I told him to stop. So it looked pretty good.
Why'd he stand like that?
I had Trigger stretch out like that. For one thing, he would stand a lot more, stand solid, still better. And when I'd stand up on him to spin a rope, I didn't want him moving around any. And usually he stayed pretty good.
How tall was Trigger?
I don't really know. About, what was he, 16 hands about?
Pretty tall to be jumping up on him like that, though.
Say one thing about him being stretched out that way, that lowered him a little bit too. That made it easier for me to jump on him.
I'd like to take the blanket off him.
Well, he was put on the saddle blanket, so he'd pull the saddle blanket so I couldn't saddle him.
He's a good jumper.
Yeah, Trigger could jump pretty good, even as large as he was. This here's what we done whenever we had a rodeo or horse show. We'd park the pickup at the end of the arena, and I'd ride Trigger down and jump him in the truck at the end. Yeah, that's the easy, lazy man's way of getting on a horse.